What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's So Dev podcast. My name is Dev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. You know we have some tea to get into. Now, before we get into this tea, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That's So Dev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else, including YouTube. If you're streaming on YouTube, thank you. You're iconic. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe. Now, today, so Jersey Shore has come back to us. All is right in the world, and while all may be right in the world, there still is drama. And drama that I, over the break, kind of forgot. So let's just get into it. First of all, let's just start with overall the episode. I enjoyed it. It set out so many good things for us to look forward to during this season, and it's really weird. I feel like there's so much for us to see. We are seeing Sam's journey, we're seeing Snooki's journey, we're still seeing Angelina's journey, we're seeing Mike's new journey still, we're seeing a new journey for Ron, and we're seeing more of Nikki again. There's just so many fresh takes that we have for this season, and honestly I feel like none of that even includes what we're actually going to see. That includes the vacations, the activity on those vacations, the different variations of drama that we're going to get. There's just so many things to look forward to, and I feel like this episode really laid all of that out for us. And really, I think it brought a lot of the drama from the last season kind of to an head. It gives me this idea that this drama is on its way out, but not without a fucking bang. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that drama is actually going to play out. I mean, look, last season we dealt with a lot of drama from Angelina. And for me, and obviously I'm just going to get this out the way because we can't avoid talking about Angelina, right? Because she has been the center of a lot of things. If it's not Angelina, it's Mike. Anyway, so we had a lot of drama with Angelina last year, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I just don't have it in me. I don't have that shit in me. So, if this specific drama is really coming to a head with her, and this is going out with the bang, fine. But I feel like we can't continue on with this kind of energy. Not for the family, not for Angelina herself, not for us viewing. We can't. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to watch, right? Because at this point, we're all watching because we're invested in the cast and what goes on and the energy and everything, generally speaking. So when it comes to her energy, we almost, in a way, as we're watching, take that on. You know what I mean? We're still humans at the end of the day. And this is reality TV. And what we are seeing, it is real shit. So it's just kind of we all kind of already have enough going on. We like the drama where we the drama can be from afar and it doesn't involve us. But at this point, I just feel like the drama is so overwhelming with Angelina that it's I feel like I'm in this shit too. I'm going through this shit with you too, and I don't want to. I'm going through enough. You know what I mean? When we had the girls versus 3 and 1 and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It was just, I don't know, the level of it just felt less intense, less important, less to the forefront. I don't know. I can't even entirely explain it, bitch. I'm just babbling. I know that a bitch is tired, though. We have to be for real. We've been going through this with Angelina for a while. A lot of us have been sticking up for Angelina. We've been in her corner. And there are a lot of us now who are wow, it's too much now. It is. And I need a break. And it seems like she may need a break as well. And I just feel like that might be the best course of action right now, because I can't imagine anything, and I mean anything, just magically making this shit go away and Angelina just magically being this uppity, you know what I mean? Circumstances in her life, she's going through a lot. She is. We can acknowledge that, and we still can acknowledge that she has been a lot. understandably so, and also understand, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not understandable, but it is understandable. It's like the overwhelming amount, I don't understand. But with all that she's going through, I can understand that a person may be acting out through all of that. Yes, I see two sides of the same fucking coin. Anywho, the whole mess with Angelina, and let's cover specifically what happened in this episode, right? So, Angelina is not invited to Mike's party. Mike's daughter's party. Right? That day is about Mike, Lauren, and their child. So if they've decided to not invite you, you're going to have to respect that. You're going to have to find a way to deal with that without causing ruckus upon everybody. And what I mean by that is, when something happens before a trip and everybody's like, oh, well, this is going to ruin the trip. And then it does impact the trip. And then it impacts other people's time other than the people who are beefing. So let's say Angelina and Mike. Now everybody has to go through with Angelina and Mike having this back and forth all of the time. And it's just like, we don't want that with this. We don't want this to be something where you now make this about you, because that's the whole point of you not being invited. It would have potentially, we obviously don't know that for sure, but we could probably take a little gander, you know what I mean, that there are risks for drama to come out. I mean, look how things ended with her and Sam. Look how things went with, Angelina, Mike, and then her man in the room. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't a good fallout. Clearly, there wasn't a lot of communication between that time and then, what we've been seeing. So it makes sense that they didn't invite you. It does. If you felt the way, there's no need to have a blow up. Have a conversation. Now, I'm going to get to Mike in a second. But this is obviously where I got to step in and say, look, right, I believe that instead of Mike not sending an invitation, it opened the door for him to avoid confrontation with that. Because after all, and this is what I kind of find interesting. He didn't obviously want to address things and confront Angelina about it. He just didn't want to send her an invite. I understood why he didn't want to send an invite. However, he probably should have had the conversation anyway. He knew how that was going to unfold. Whatever, he decided that's what he wanted to do. Respect that. Whatever. Right? We're not all the same. We're not all going to make the same decision. Whatever. Anyway. But it's interesting, like I said, that Mike didn't want to address it and confront her prior, but after he already did it, and knowing in his mind that he's already accepted that Angelina is going to feel a certain way, and she does, he now wants to address things at the meatball party. I'm just saying, look, because Mike loves to hide his hands. Mike loves to move very weird, because if you didn't want all of this going on to happen, the best course of action would have been probably to at least say, okay, hey, we've decided that we want to limit risks of drama during this day, and had a conversation. That would have smoothed things over way more than this and her finding out on social media. She is a human being. That is hurtful. But she also has been hurtful to other people. So it's kind of like, there's nobody's side to be on right now. I don't feel there is. There's nobody's side to be on. Because honestly, like, it's just, we keep going in a circle of Mike and Angelina. But all of their shit stink. We're not talking about Jenny. We're not talking about Snooki. We're not talking about Sammy. We're not talking about Rob. We're not talking about anybody else. It's just Mike and Angelina. Constantly. And so with this situation with Mike and Angelina, of course, we're going to come to a head yet again of their issues. And Dina said something in the episode, and I was so proud to hear it, because 2-3 seasons ago, none of the girls would have said that shit. Dina was like, whatever's going on with Angelina and Mike, I'm out of it. That's none of my business. And that's honestly the mentality that the other girls needed to have several seasons ago. But I'm very glad that she has it now. Like, I'm jumping for joy to hear her say that. Because, girl, you right. Just mind your own. That's the best course of action right now. Anywho, so, as we all know, Angelina not invited to the party, blah, 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 blah. Mike didn't send the invite. She found out through social media. So, first of all, the girls are planning a meatball party, right? Which is a fantabulous job. Everybody prepare their own meatballs, have a contest, see who does it the best. And, so the party comes, because there's really, I'm going to get to the lighter parts towards the end. We get to the party, and obviously this is like the last minute or two of the episode, and Mike says something to Angelina that instantly sparks the fire. Angelina didn't say anything, and I tweeted it out. I was like, either Angelina's going to come in hot or Mike's going to stir the pot. And Mike came in hot and stirred the fucking pot. I said, what? Why would you do that? Why would you go in there and do that? Mike is so interesting to me, because if you felt that way, you could have addressed it before the party. You could have addressed it before you even didn't send that invite. But you decided now to do that. That's very interesting. And, Mike's whole thing is that, oh, the friendship feels very one-sided right now, and blah, 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 you know what I mean? And with that being said, it feels one-sided right now. I totally understand why it would be one-sided right now. Angelina's going through a lot. She's overwhelmed. She's made it very clear that she didn't want to have to face all of the stuff that she has been going with, which I do understand. And I can understand how Mike would feel that it is one-sided, but I can also notate that Angelina has showed up for Mike on several occasions when others didn't, and Mike felt the way about that, but Mike didn't necessarily address that he felt one-sided or blah, 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 or whatever. Could he have behind the scenes? Maybe. I don't know. We didn't see it on camera. So it's interesting to me, it constantly just shows you that a lot of them are on a different level with Angelina and with each other. That's just that. Honestly, at this point, do we really think it's going to change? Probably not. It's probably not going to change. It is what it is at this point. I've begun accepting that. Mike is a very calculated person. He is. Do not mistake that. So, I mean, I just found that interesting. I was like, okay, there's been several times where the friendship has probably felt one-sided with other people, and you went a different way about addressing it. But, Mike and Angelina have this fire with each other to where they almost bring out the worst in each other. Both of them. They do. I think the both of them literally bring out the worst versions of each other. But they do have the capability of bringing out the best in each other. But they don't know how to communicate with each other. And even when they do communicate with each other, either Angelina's going and being shady or something, or Mike's going and being shady. Like when Mike and Angelina will have a conversation, but Mike will go behind her back and then tell the girls, and not even tell her that he's going to tell the girls at the very least. So it's just very interesting here. It's not a situation where, oh, Mike is totally in the right, and Angelina, because I'm on her ass, but I'm also on his ass too. It's not just one. It's actually both of them. And I know there's a lot of people who just simply don't like Angelina, and they're going to berate her no matter what. But I think it's also, again, worth notating that it is both of them. We have seen a lot of growth in Angelina in the duration of this show. Where we see setbacks of Angelina is when she begins to go through overwhelming amounts in her life. It's true. We're at a point where Angelina, where we're starting to see headlines like we were seeing Ron. That's the first instance, like where I was seeing TMZ and domestic violence and all that stuff on articles. I was like, okay, now's probably the time for you to take a break, because Ron did at that time. Maybe we are at that time. I don't know if she necessarily needs the funds. I don't know what the case or the circumstances may be surrounding her still being on the show. But also, she does bring in viewers. You can't act like she doesn't. There are several people who don't like Angelina, but I can also name you just as many people who don't like Mike, or probably somebody else. Like, I don't feel like there is a, well, they like Angelina more, or they like these other people more than they like Angelina. No, I honestly, genuinely feel like there's a fair level amount who like each individual person just as much. That's the tea. And Angelina has really built upon her core fan base with having a podcast, which has been, honestly, I think, a good platform for her. I do. I don't think that she has been as messy. I think she's been, Angelina, but she seems like a toned down Angelina that's not behind the camera, knowing that this is going to show on MTV type of drama Angelina. It seems like a different bag, right? So, I don't know, y'all. I mean, that's all we really need to say about that drama, because I'm over it. And the last thing that I am going to say, or moving on from Angelina Mike, I want to speak about Angelina and Sammy very quickly. Angelina and Sammy, very interesting. And here's what kind of pissed me off towards the end of the episode. So, Sam is coming over for the meatball party, and, I don't honestly even think that she maybe is thinking about Angelina too much. But, like, when she gets there, obviously, it's popping in her mind, okay, Angelina's here. How's this gonna go? I don't know. Last time they had a fucking conversation, shit was going off the fucking walls, and Sam was over the bed saying, bitch, fuck you. Like, I mean, hell broke loose a bit. So, I'm like, okay, how's this gonna go? And, Angelina herself, Angelina, she has so many switches to her. She can be on fire, she can be cool, she can be mellow, she can be playful, goofy. We see a more mellow, playful, goofy with Sam, and, it's interesting. And, obviously, Sam is like, well, I don't really know how Angelina is going to be, because you never really know, and you honestly never really know, and that honestly can kind of be an anxious type of thing, and I do hate that for her, because Sam doesn't deserve anything that Angelina has been giving her over the last season or so. Anyway, so she's playful, blah 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 blah, and Sam was like, "Are you being nice to me?" Sam was like, no more drama or talking shit or whatever she said, and Angelina said, "You too." I was like, huh? Her to what? Oh my gosh, baby. Enough with this demonizing people for reacting to you constantly beating down on them. Taking their reaction to your actions is manipulation. I don't like that. And Sam makes it very clear that this is what this is. She's not saying that, but by Sam being who she is organically, it exposes Angelina each time Angelina comes across Sam. Sam hasn't done anything to you. You want to talk about the TikTok, you want to talk about blah, 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 blah. Talk about what you did X, Y, and Z before any of that happened that could have possibly led to somebody being like, oh, well, fuck it. Well, you keep beating on my fucking head. Do you think I'm going to sit there and allow that to keep happening? I'm going to hit back eventually. Well, let's be logical here. And you're on a reality TV show? Oh, hell no. Anywho, that pissed me off. I was like, Angelina, it's like she can't take accountability on her own. She has to have somebody take accountability with her. It's like she doesn't want to face things on her own on a trip, so she has to have somebody with her. She always has to have somebody with her through whatever it is. And she's going to have to be alone in that shit. I know she wanted that house for a family and blah, blah, blah. Maybe that big old house is probably for you. Maybe, I don't know, to get comfortable in your skin and with yourself. Who knows if that family will come along for you? That doesn't even have to include a man, to be honest with you. You don't have to have a man to have a child. Well, let's talk about it, bitch. You know. With or without him. If that's what you choose, you can. So it's just like, exhausting. So exhausting. But there were so many great things about this episode. I loved seeing that Snooki is going to begin her journey to find siblings. That's so iconic. I'm so looking forward to that. Seeing Sam's journey with IVF, it's so important. We have to protect access to that. That is not an option. If people want to become mothers, they should be able to. I'm not sure why anybody wouldn't support that. It was recently just voted down by Senate Republicans to restrict the access to those. Can you believe that? And I'm glad that Sammy is showing off her journey. I think that people need to see that journey. Her wanting to have the child that they want to force everybody to keep in all circumstances. Somebody who actually wants a child and want to be able to have one. They want that experience. They want to carry a child. They want to be a mother. That is what a lot of these people want, but they voted on restricting that access to IVF. And I hate that. Because just even watching her journey is just kind of like, wow, like, I don't think people really think about that perspective. It's sad. But also, it's beautiful that we have the ability to do that. I love my girl, and I am looking forward to this playing out along with Snooki. Who knows? Maybe even Jenny might dabble in it a little bit. That excites me. Genuinely, it does. And what also excites me is hearing more about therapy. Giving it a platform, normalizing it. I will always stand that. Vinny opening up, that was one of the best parts of the episode. I need to see Vinny doing more of that. Vinny is actually such a relatable person. Outside of all of the jokes, he's funny, he's chill, he's cool, but he is a relatable person. Seeing more of that, it really opens you up to the whole complex of him. That's exciting. I hope we see more of that. Anywho. Oh, my girl Nikki. I can't not go there. No. I love my bitch Nikki. I do. Don't play. I love me some Nikki. Okay, I'm super excited that she's back. I can't wait to see what she's going to be doing with the family. I can't wait to see what's going forward. This is just the first episode, and there's so much for us to get into and for us to see. I felt like this episode was me catching up with my besties, and it just felt like a good time. Anywho, that's really all I have to talk about, y'all. There's not too much to discuss. The drama took up most of the time, but what else is new? Right? Anywho, thank you so much for tuning in to the That's So Dev podcast. We stay true and you stay you. I appreciate you. Always stay you. All right, y'all. Make sure you drink some water, eat some good food, take care of yourself, because if you don't, who the hell else will? I need you to be fucking for real. Okay? Now, I'm hopping off here, guys. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys on the next podcast. Peace.